We first have our shoulder press with the barbell, standing shoulder press. Now, some people might actually need to start off with a PVC pipe or a lighter bar. So we have our feet about shoulder width apart, being careful of your lower back as you're picking it up, just like a deadlift. The legs are nice and firm. The core is engaged, right? So we don't want to be tilting our lower back too much to arch it or round it. We're going to keep our chest nice and tall, shoulders slightly pulled back. Our eyes are looking forward and our head is nice and aligned with our spine. So we're holding the bar about shoulder width apart, and you want to make sure that they are evenly apart away from these. There's lines on the bars with the bar above your collarbone, under your chin, and with the elbow slightly in front of the bar if you look at it from the side. That is the starting position. And as we press up, we're going to finish with the bar right above our head with our elbows extended. I'm slightly behind my head with the bar, but essentially my feet is well balanced. My legs are nice and strong. My body is nice and tight and eyes looking forward. And as you're descending, we want to be careful that we don't hit your face. Actually, we want to be careful when we're going up and down to slightly pull our chin back to avoid hitting our face with the bar. So I'm pressing up a little bit quickly in this video, but if you're a beginner, we definitely want to move up and down slowly and carefully. So for beginners especially, we want to breathe either at the bottom or the top of the movement, so we're not holding our breath. I know sometimes we get a little nervous if we hold our breath, but we're starting with a bar or a weight that's light enough to help us move slowly and in control. So that is the shoulder press with a barbell. Let's look at some shoulder press faults when we're doing the shoulder press with the barbell. Number one is picking up the bar with your back rounded. Now, as you build your strength, a rounded back position is tolerable. Your body can be strong in this position, but as a beginner, when you haven't trained your body to be strong with the spine curved so severely, this is a big risk of injury. Fault number one is picking the bar up from the ground with a rounded back. Fault number two is, I'm exaggerating here, but having the elbows behind the bar. So we're not actually supporting the bar with our arms. You're just lifting it up with maybe your biceps, your forearm. So elbows under the bar is the proper starting position. So fault number two is having the elbows too far behind the bar. Fault number three is, of course, I'm exaggerating here, having our knees forward and actually our hip, our core isn't engaged. So in an effort to support the bar with our body, we're leaning so far forward with our hips and our knees. We want to have our body nice and lined up. So feet is balanced. Your knees it could be slightly bent. You don't want to extend it too much. Legs are strong. Your butt, your lower back, and your abs are nice and strong as you're standing tall. That's fault number three. Fault number four, we have the finish position where the bar is out in front of you and your head is behind you. Now, we'll typically see this when a beginner has some limitations in their shoulder. It could be from a lot of different muscle groups being tight or just not being trained to have that mobility. So that is a fault. We eventually want to be able to pull your arms next to your ears with your elbows locked out and bars right above your feet. Another fault that we see is having your lower back arched or extended too much and your butt sticking back, right? So this could put a lot of pressure on your back. Your abs and your core definitely isn't engaged in a balanced way from your front and back. Right, so even the overhead position, having your knees slide forward too much. So the legs are not engaged in this position. So making sure that we bring it back. Those should be the main faults for the shoulder press. Having your body nice and upright with a strong leg, strong core, chest up, chin back, eyes forward is a good starting point to avoid these shoulder press faults.